Growing up as children, we know this track as a legendary facility, and the magic still applies. The shores of Daytona Beach once again welcome Thursday Night Thunder to the high banks of the Daytona International Speedway, round number 11 to be contested at the legendary World Center of Racing. Nick Pressey and Jason Alexander on the front row as the green flag flies. We're racing at Daytona Beach. Nick Pressey and Noah Belleville side by side into that third corner. Briley Wright to the inside of defending champion Thomas Andrews, still 2x2 out of that fourth corner. Lights flashing brilliantly on all of these race cars as they complete the first lap at Daytona. Fans, don't forget we're giving away a Bubba Wallace diecast tonight and a subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku. Kermitine in the chat cheering for Aiden Norman. He says, pretty 62. Local also digging the 41 car. That's Noah Belleville on the outside. In that top line, he's got South Carolina's Jason Alexander behind him in that 5-6. Defending champion Thomas Andrews in the 2, and all the way from Nassau in the Bahamas, Elrich George in the number 40. David Stremme, Coors Light Dodge. On the inside, Brooklyn's Nick Pressey to the inside of Noah Belleville, and Pressey will lead yet another lap that time around. Central Florida's Richie Catania went purple, 46.33 seconds for the Orlando pilot in that number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. Behind him, the unmarked machine. It looks like that's Jack Mulkey in the all-black 21 with no numbers on that hot rod. We'll try to designate that as the race goes on. On the top row, Noah Belleville has the most support. He's taking his number 41 Aflac machine to the front, but he's going to need a good draft partner to make it. Two Fords on that top row. The Fusion ahead of the Taurus, the Pontiac Grand Prix ahead of that Dodge Intrepid, and then it's the Chevy Monte Carlo SS. Third in line on the bottom, Nick Pressey leads the fourth lap of competition from Daytona. Let's go on board with the Brooklyn pilot. Almost 3 wide out of that fourth corner. If you've just recently tuned in, you have not missed much. Welcome to the 11th round of Thursday Night Thunder from iRacing's Daytona International. Nick Pressey leads the field into turn number 1, and there they go with Jason Alexander top side. They're 3 wide through the first 2 corners. Greensburg, Kentucky's Toby Estes on the inside in the Budweiser 78, while the number 40 Coors Light Dodge of Elrich George works his way on the top side. 2x2, 9 rows deep. Patrick Allen and Tommy Withers bringing up the rear into 3. Belleville on the top side in the 41. He's got Nick Pressey to his inside. So far, so good and calm for these drivers. Everybody just trying to get settled and find their place on the racetrack. Noah Belleville started in the 5th position. He's up to 2nd on the top side, just waiting for some sort of help. But here's where it gets difficult. Where do these drivers find their draft help? Norman in the Logitech Dodge, drafting diligently. Noah Belleville trying to get some sort of side draft off of Nick Pressey. That's going to be Thomas Andrews on the top side. He's second in line. The reigning Thursday Night Thunder champion, and now a citizen of New Jersey, but originally from Stamford, Connecticut. Looking to defend his title coming into this race, Thomas Andrews sitting 4th in the points standings. Plenty of racing to go. Twin Ring Motegi next week as well. Keep an eye out for that. But Thomas Andrews, he finds himself some distance away. He's got 381 points to Cody Pennell's 418. Pennell sits 3rd in the standings right now. As far as the race goes, Cousin Cody sits in the 13th position. That chrome numbered 2-8 watches the 4-8 of Tristan Catania come back onto the racing surface. Tristan's older brother Richie is topside in that Rainbow Warrior 2-4 Monte Carlo. Repeat 1975 enters the giveaway. He puts in exclamation point TNT giveaway 11. That's how you get your chance to win that Bubba Wallace diecast. But don't worry if you don't win that diecast. Stick around. It's not just a diecast we're giving away tonight. We're giving away a annual subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Peace to all the folks over there at TSRC. We love the Sim Racing channel. Good to be with them in their inaugural season. One driver there having a big internet blink. Noah Belleville still leading the race topside in that 41. Aiden Norman down to the inside. Dirt being kicked up, and they're going to be sandwiched into 3. Norman's off the throttle in that Rainbow 6-2. Back onto the racing surface ahead of Elrich George in another 40 car. 6-2 to the inside. Norman scraped up on the left-hand side, but he makes it through. Aiden Norman running 21st of 21 cars, but here he is, safe and sound at the back end. New leader, Thomas Andrews in car number 2. John Honeybrink in that number 40 machine, the Coors Light number 40. Honeybrink normally scored as the number 20. We apologize for that confusion. We'll try and keep those straightened out as the night goes on, but this season's Talladega winner, incorrectly numbered in that number 40 Coors Light machine. The other 40 car, Elrich George, in the DeWalt Ford Fusion, now sits ahead of cousin Cody Pennell, now cracking the top 10. Nick Pressy's been shoved to the back. Local says, what happened? Let's take another look. It looks like Aiden Norman just almost went off the racetrack. And speaking of Elrich George, as we were earlier, the Bahamian goes purple, 46.14 seconds tonight. See if we can find out where Aiden Norman may just have lost his way. There's the 6-2 already coming back up onto the racing surface. Let's see if we can find out what happened again. It looks like they just went 3 wide. Norman's already 4 wide in turn number 3. There he is, just flying right back onto the racing surface. You see Kerr having to get around him, Tristan Catania. Again, that unnumbered 2-1. That's Jack Mulkey in that all-black unnumbered ARCA car. Again, we apologize for the confusion. We'll have that straightened out for next week at the Twin Ring Motegi. Jason Alexander from Salem, South Carolina, leads the top line, defending champion Thomas Andrews beneath him 2x2. 10 rows deep. All but 5 cars running their personal bests. Tommy Withers, one of those cars, he even went purple. The Virginian with a 45.4 second lap, now looking for room to the inside of Patrick Allen in the Miller Lite Taurus. The number 6 Valvoline Ford watches the lines form, and that's Cody Riggs, one of those Bluegrass Bandits, in the number 3 Sundrop Impala. He's lining up behind Elrich George to the inside of Richie Catania. He picks the low line, and he's gambling that they're going to go furthest. 2 more drivers going personal best. Defending champion Thomas Andrews and Talladega winner John Honeybrink. These two notorious, and I mean notorious, for being excellent drafting partners. Speaking of notorious, from Brooklyn himself, Nicholas Pressey in that unsponsored 94, making a very rare Thursday Night Thunder appearance. Donald Ray in the top side in that number 5, all white Monster Energy machine. Looks like things have calmed down for the most part, but drivers now just have to figure out which lane they like best. 13 laps underway, one Aiden Norman found alone and with no drafting partners at the back of the pack. The Logitech Dodge has work to do. He's going to find it difficult to make a move without a drafting partner. But one driver that has made a move is Clay Hardy in the number 96 DLP machine, as the 40 of Honeybrink goes to the inside, and it looks like he's backing out of things. The Coors Light Dodge Charger says he's had enough of this mess. Perhaps he's going to try and draft with Norman, or perhaps he just wants to chill out and catch his breath. That's going to put Clayton Hardy in the second position, and your new leader is going to be Donald Ray in the number 5. The pride of Rockwall, Texas, to the point, leads a lap at Daytona. 5.9656 on the inside line. Jason Alexander third on the bottom lane. A lot of drivers drove that 96. I think Tony Raines was one of them. I think even Terry Labonte may have had a piece of that DLP machine, as defending champion Thomas Andrews decides he's going to bow out of the draft. The number 2 TNT MGD Impala on the inside of a furiously blinking Ryan Pennell, the native Floridian, nowhere to be seen. It looks like he's in the wall, but we're still green. Thomas Andrews losing the draft. Jimmy Kerr III hopefully will pick him up. They drag race down the front straight to complete lap number 14, and it's Donald Ray who leads the line once again. Almost 3 wide as the Texan sits on the point. He comes into this race 9th in the TNT points standings, 327 markers to his name, only 2 off of Dustin Painter. And we've got a new follower, don't we? Doug Norris, 1022, has decided he's going to follow. Welcome to Rick James TV, Doug. I hope you're enjoying this race for the lead. Noah Belleville on the top side of Donald Ray just doesn't have the push from Toby Estes. Ray with the momentum. Cars starting to shake and jitter everywhere, though. You can feel the tension running through the field. The drivers just can't quite decide on where to pick a lane, and it's impossible to keep these race cars steady. Number 14, Toyota Supra. Tom Sears sitting 5th in the top lane. He's got a chance to move to the inside, but he's going to stay put, and drivers will hope that some of these jostling moves calm down. Doug Norris says, "Go, Briley, go." He's cheering for Briley Wright in that number 29 machine, the snap-on car. Currently being scored 5th, but that changes by the inch. 2 of those 3 Bluegrass Bandits lined up nose to tail. The 7-8 of Toby Estes, the 2-9 of Briley Wright, and the number 3 of Cody Riggs, all part of that Bluegrass Bandits group, if you will, all from Greensburg, Kentucky. And let's see what they can do for their home state. At the front, Donald Ray sits ahead of Clayton Hardy. Ray shoots to the top side, and he's going to get a big push from Noah Belleville down the back straight into turn number 3. The Texan has decided he's going to go to the top. Clayton Hardy now leads the inside. Ray stays up top. Hardy has momentum, but does he have a push from Alexander? Out of turn number 4, Jason Alexander with a big wiggle. Nick Pressey getting right up under the rear spoiler, possibly even making contact, but the number 5-6 South Carolina Gamecocks Taurus sits ahead of that 94 Grand Prix. Patrick Allen currently running in the top 15. The number 45 Miller Lite Ford sits on the outside of the number 6 Valvoline Taurus. D-Bucks saying, "Is that the famous cigarette-eating Doug?" And he says, "Sure is." And for those that know, it was a wild 5 days in the mountains in Virginia. A lot of TNT guys got together, and it was a week that we'll never forget. Shout out Doug Norris. I personally met Doug. Dougie, it's good to have you in the chat, buddy. Good to finally have you here. Hopefully you're enjoying this, enjoying the show. The 41 of Noah Belleville leads, while Clayton Hardy, who has not been known to eat any cigarettes to my knowledge, just edges out the Aflac Ford, but we've got activity behind them. Briley Wright almost makes contact, and smoke coming off the right-hand side of that snap-on machine, but that's not coming from a Marlboro Red. Briley Wright possibly making contact with the safer barrier. Looks good to me. He keeps on trucking. Clayton Hardy making his first appearance this season in the number 96 DLP machine. Goes to the inside. He looks for that lone lead, but he just can't get around that 41. These cars just so twitchy under any sort of bump drafting. The top 14 cars separated by 1/2 of 1 second. 20 laps underway from the World Center of Racing. And if you've just recently tuned in, we're caution-free through these first 50 miles, I think it is, if my math is correct, which it probably isn't. Belleville can dive to the inside, but he chooses not to cut off the 9.6 of Clayton Hardy. Jack Mulkey in that all-black, unnumbered 21 car sits on the outside of Richie Catania, who sticks to the inside line. Catania sitting behind Cody Riggs in that number 3. Let's go on board with one of the Bluegrass Bandits and see what the world looks like from his steering wheel. You heard the blip on the throttle coming out of turn number 4. Cody Riggs having to let off the throttle to avoid any sort of contact, and that level of patience is what it's going to take to win this race. Talking to these drivers in practice earlier, we were saying, you're going to ride around for 99 laps, and it's in those final 3 circuits, those last 7.5 miles, that you get to decide if you get to win this race. Up until then, you're just trying to survive. And the way that these cars jostle around through the air, the way that they just shift left and right, if you've never done sim racing, they do say it's like the real thing, and it's so difficult to hold these race cars in a straight line. It's not easy what they're doing, but it is a fun, immersive experience. And you're seeing the best of the best on this Thursday night. Noah Belleville's led the most laps so far, but newcomer Clayton Hardy is to the inside and may just have sole possession of the lead if he can get a good enough bump from the 5.6 of Jason Alexander. Hardy trying to side draft off the 4-1 of Belleville. All these drivers just squeezed in together. Nobody can make one wrong move. Cody Riggs already with a scrape to the left-hand side, as is the 2-4 of Richie Catania. Two-time champion Tom Sears sits 6th in line ahead of Jack Mulkey. And it's much like rush hour traffic, trying to decide just when you can make that move. Cars jostling. You see the 40 of Elridge George to the inside. Cody Riggs goes topside. The Kentucky driver possibly looking to draft with some more of those Bluegrass Bandits. Briley Wright still behind Toby Estes as Clayton Hardy continues to jostle from the low line to the middle line, trying to pack air onto the spoiler of that 41, but the rookie Belleville comes into tonight's race looking for a better result than what he's gotten. He has an average finish of 5th on this part-time schedule, still winless. He came oh so close at Sonoma. Aiden Norman was able to get to his inside and get the win. Norman tonight going for his 5th victory, but looking at the 6-2 car, he sits in 21st of 21 drivers. Norman desperately hoping for that yellow flag to be his savior, but for now, He's going to have to depend on these drivers making a mistake, which they have not done for 25 laps. Patrick Allen will tuck into the inside line. There's more support bunched together on the outside line. And for the drivers sitting in the back, it's almost a guessing game. They've got to predict which line will advance furthest. Hardy again trying to pack air down onto those spoilers, catch anything off a side draft. Jason Alexander patiently waiting second in line on the inside. Local says, I'd love to see a yellow, to be honest. Well, we gotta wait for one of these guys to make a mistake, don't we? We'll see just how soon we get when we may get green flag pit stops before we know it. The predicted track facts saying these drivers would go between 25 and 30 laps on one green flag run. Local says, Andrews and Norman in the back. My boys need a yellow bad. Anything is possible. Still more than 30 laps remain in it. Wait, is it more than? Obviously more than 30. What am I thinking? More than 70 laps remain in this race. Told you I couldn't do math. Clayton Hardy sliding back, though, or is Noah Belleville just sliding further forward? The number 5 of Donald Ray urging him forward. It is a Ford, Chevy trifecta on the top side, while it's a Chevy, Ford, Pontiac lineup on the inside line. The most patient drag race you ever saw. Just waiting for the opportune moment. Further on back, Richie Catania lined up behind his younger brother Tristan. Then you've got the number 6 of Tommy Withers, the Valvoline Ford, taking it easy. He's got cousin Cody Pennell right behind him. Season 4's 3-time winner. Ahead of cousin Ryan, a native of Gainesville, Florida. Ryan, also a big fan of the Georgia Bulldogs. Native of Gainesville, though. Go figure. Says whenever the Georgia-Florida game was playing in Jacksonville, he'd go right from the Florida-Georgia game down to the racetrack, hopefully trying to catch some racing action. One day, meeting Bill Elliott, and the rest is all history for young Ryan Pennell. A big fan of NASCAR since then, and here he is. One of the local drivers, the other being the 2-4 of Richie Catania from Central Florida. He's trying to keep his 12th position away from Jack Mulkey. Local says waiting for cousin Cody to bring that 28 on up there. He's also talking about Donald Ray, who's having a good night as well. The number 5 car will shoot to the lead, but will he have sole possession? Donald Ray to the front of the top line. Noah Belleville sneaks down to the inside and will draft in front of Clayton Hardy. The number 96 DLP Chevrolet trying to make it all happen by himself, while Elrich George struggles with an unstable Jason Alexander in line. Donald Ray will lead the 29th lap of competition. 73 to go. Alexander sneaking on back, possibly just trying to do some following and less leading. The Gamecocks Taurus ahead of that DeWalt Fusion. Cody Pennell trying to find some clean air to the inside as Nick Pressey will shoot to that bottom line. 4 cars up top, and now they've got to do their best and stay steady. Possibly 3 wide as the middle opens up. Clayton Hardy looking to shift upward, but nowhere to go. Elrich George up to the wall. Briley Wright scraping the safer barrier out of turn number 4. 2-time champion Tom Sears looking for an out up the middle, but it looks like the 2-9 has finally gotten his speed about him one more time. So far, so good for the 2-9 of Wright. Drag race into that third corner. Donald Ray, Noah Belleville side by side. Will anybody be brave enough to get to the inside? Riley Wright's trying to race the line that does not exist, and it's called the wall. There goes the 41. Is he coming down pit road? Here comes the mass exodus. The 4-1, the 9-6, careening down pit road at an absurd speed. There goes Belleville. There goes Hardy avoiding him. Jason Alexander looks to be one of the few drivers that actually came in with some semblance of calm. And the number 5-6 Gamecocks Taurus will slowly and patiently slide into his pit stall. Aiden Norman is in the pits as well, possibly trying to get some sort of repairs done, and it looks like without a couple of cautions, the 6-2 may not get his 5th win this evening, and there's a crash in 3. Donald Ray, Toby Estes, Nick Pressy's involved, Briley Wright is involved. That looked like the 48 of Tristan Catania that got a piece of this one. Caution flies for the first time under the lights of Daytona Beach. Cousin Cody Pinnell got a piece of that one as well. K-Rex says, oh man, big accident there. So a few drivers made it down pit road, but this was right in the middle of our first green flag pit stop cycle. Let's see just what happened. Let's have a look with Cody Pinnell. Oh, the 2-8 wasn't. The 2-8 was just trying to avoid this. This is well after the fact. See what happens here. This is Tristan Catania going off the track. Again, trying to avoid the accident that just occurred, and that's when he slams into the 5 of Donald Ray. Let's have a look. Again, well before the accident started. Let's see if we can find out just what the catalyst was. This is just... Here we go. So this is going to be into turn 1, it looks like, and it could have been bump drafting gone wrong. Let's have a really close look at the 5 and the 7-8. Donald Ray in that 5 car. There's Tom Sears coming to his outside. A bump draft there. It looks like the 5 may have been turning. And there it is. And there it is. 78 into the 5. The 2-9 of Briley Wright also gets squeezed into the wall. Nick Pressey, did he avoid that one? Have a look. There's the bump draft, the 7-8. Possibly just forgetting the situation. Right along board, the 9-4 of Nick Pressey, and watch this one unfold. Yeah, no way he didn't get involved in that one. Nick Pressey just rear-ending Toby Estes. So not a lot of drivers made it through. Local said Estes took a heck of a hit. Let's see his view. Let's see if we can find out just how Toby Estes got a piece of this. Watch that 78 of Estes. Oh, man. Heavy slam into the wall, and that's going to cause at least a fast repair, if not just several minutes of repairs. So we're about to get racing one more time. South Carolina's Jason Alexander is being scored as your race leader. The 5-6, winless so far this season. Alexander comes into the points, into this race 6th in the points standings. Noah Belleville, however, being scored in the 15th position. Not sure how that one works out, possibly waiting for some sort of wave around, but the lights are off atop the pace car. or they could be just the cars that are going to be on the tail end of the lead lap. There you see Aiden Norman rejoins the field 2 laps down, but the Lucky Dog rule is in effect in Thursday Night Thunder. Local says that's the type of hit that created the safety rehaul in NASCAR, talking about Toby Estes taking that heavy slam into turn number 3. Yeah, it may be just a simulator, but it's certainly a stark reminder of the dangers of racing. But luckily, it's a sim, and we can have a little bit of fun with that. So the race will roll on. Jason Alexander will have control of the field. The pace car will peel off. We're going to go racing once again. Restart on lap 35. Green flag is in the air.
Green.
And it's waving. Let's go racing from Daytona. Alexander now working on the outside of Toby Estes. He is the race leader. Estes on the tail end of the lead lap, as is Noah Belleville in that 41. Thomas Andrews in the number 2 on the tail end of the lead lap. All of these drivers trying to stay ahead of that 5-6. Aiden Norman leading the line, but he is 2 laps off the mark, all the way in the 21st position. The 7-8 of Toby Estes behind him. Second place, Cody Riggs, but the Kentucky pilot now fighting for the lead in that number 3. And look how tight these tail end of the lead lap cars are getting to each other. Thomas Andrews top side sits just on the bumper of that white 56. Cody Riggs possibly inching towards the lead and trying to lead his first lap tonight. One of those bluegrass bandits from Greensburg, Kentucky. What a night it would be for him if he could get the victory in that sun drop number 3. You can see drivers having to check up, having to move left and right, just wiggle these cars in the right direction. Absolutely terrifying. Pete in the chat says, Rick, the 4K stream on Roku looks awesome. Aren't you giving away a year's subscription? We are indeed. We're giving away 2 prizes tonight. The Bubba Wallace diecast that you can see on Rick James TV and Thursday Night Thunder Twitter. And one fan will also win a year's subscription to Roku TV. Fans at home, don't forget, for that diecast, enter !TNT giveaway 11 for your chance to win. And all fans that enter that raffle will also have a chance to win that Roku subscription. !TNT giveaway 1-1 for your chance to win tonight. Mount Kilimanjaro won last week, so he is ineligible to win the diecast tonight. Phil, if you're watching, you can win that year's subscription. Aiden Norman leads the way. Cody Riggs being scored as your race leader. Jason Alexander in that white Taurus on the top side, sitting 3 deep. He's fighting for second. Clayton Hardy behind him in the 9-6, almost going 3 wide were those lap down cars. Thomas Andrews trying to go to the top side and find some path to the front. Cody Riggs, meanwhile, starting to edge out the 5-6, and he does. Riggs now has sole possession of the lead at Daytona. He's up 12 places from where he started. Cody Riggs on the inside. Other drivers that are moving up through the field, Richie Catania is up 15 places from where he started. The 2-1 of Jack Mulkey behind him. Doesn't say 2-1, but he's being scored as the 2-1. Jason Alexander right on the top side. Noah Belleville trying to side draft the 2 of Thomas Andrews, getting a bit squirrely out of 4. Tension starting to ratchet up, and drivers feeling it now. They do say cautions breed cautions, and especially at Daytona, tensions are always running high. The Pennell cousins have chosen the safer path towards the back of this field, running 8th and 9th respectively. Cousin Cody in the 2.8 and Ryan from nearby Gainesville, Florida in the National Guard Ford sitting behind him. Aiden Norman jostling with the 4-1 of Noah Belleville. Belleville running in 16th. Toby Estes to his inside in 15th. Aiden Norman running 21st. 2 laps off the pace. Norman will lead the field to the line, but is his line the fastest line? Drivers just waiting until the next green flag cycle starts, or until the next caution catches up with them first. 42 laps underway from Daytona. It will be 60 to go next time by. Panic is in. There goes Panic. He says, howdy, Rick. What's going on, Panic? My good buddy from the ENEA days has entered that giveaway. Panic, you're also entered to win a year's subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Jason Alexander decides he wants no part of that mess up front. So the number 5-6 Gamecocks Ford will stick all the way to the back where it's nice and safe. Thargrove also enters the chat. He puts in exclamation point TNT giveaway 11. Cousin Cody just went green. 46.06 seconds. Cody Pennell has run his fastest lap of the race. So has defending champion Thomas Andrews, 46.49. Temperatures picking up, drivers finding some steadiness in their race cars. Cody Riggs and Tom Sears drag racing for the lead. Each of those drivers stuck behind 2 to 3 lap down cars. Donald Ray now shoots top side. He got trapped a lap down under that most recent caution. He was involved in the accident, took a heavy slam. And these drivers racing to be that lucky dog. 18th is where you want to be. Donald Ray is the first car, 1 lap down. Tom Sears 4th in line, drafting behind the 5 of Ray, trying to find a way around Cody Riggs, but mostly these drivers now just waiting behind these cars that are on the tail end or trying to get their lap back. Not an easy job to be patient. Tommy Withers, however, has decided to create space between him and Clayton Hardy in that 96. Clay running 6th so far. Jack Mulkey running in that 4th position. Mulkey, the unnumbered black car, to the inside of Cody Riggs. Hardy just went green. Jason Alexander goes green as well. A personal best of 46.07 for the South Carolinian. Aiden Norman on the inside line has Noah Belleville right up to his door. Norman on the very tip of the bumper of Toby Estes headed into turn 3. Estes with the slightest of bump drafts into that 3rd corner. That was the catalyst for the most recent accident. Look at how close they're getting here. Thomas Andrews trying to find a way around the 4-1 of Belleville. Norman just trying to hang on. "45 laps now complete. If you've recently tuned in, you haven't missed too much. One big crash in turn number 3. A couple of drivers trapped a lap down. Right now, it's Greensburg's Cody Riggs who's leading the way, but only by mere inches. Southampton, Massachusetts, Tom Sears is on the outside. Look at Central Florida's Richie Catania, though, trying to overtake the 2-time champion for his 2nd position. But again, there's only so much ground you can cover. It is a game of patience. Pete in the chat says that 41 of Noah Belleville reminds him of the late Gilbert Gottfried. And Pete says, Aflac in the best impression you got. Well, I can't say no to Pete. So for my buddy Pete here, I'll tell you what, if everybody makes it clean around Briley Wright in the 2-9, I'll give you my best Aflac impression. Somebody please hit that 2-9. No, we made it through. All right. Aflac. The 41 of Noah Belleville leads Thomas Andrews in the 2 on the outside line, but that's not the lead car. That honor goes to Cody Riggs in that 3. Tom Sears has decided to go to the inside line behind that number 3, Richard Catania in tow. But look topside, Season 4's 3-time winner cousin Cody Pennell in the black and chrome 2.8 Mustang sits 4th in line on the top, trying to get around that 3 of Cody Riggs and lead a lap. In this season, Cody has only won one single race. There goes Noah Belleville just bouncing off the bumper. Toby Estes trying to find respite on the inside line. Do they make it out of 4? Cars having to check up. No space behind Belleville now, and the Aflac Ford has no drafting partners out of 4. Norman by himself with Estes in tow. Race leader Cody Riggs has no challenge to the outside. Just Tom Sears behind him. 50 laps underway, and for a moment, everybody holding their collective racing breaths. John Honeybrink in the number 40 alongside Elridge George in the number 40. One of those cars incorrectly numbered, and that is the number 40. John Honeybrink normally rocking the 20 this week in the 40 Coors Light machine. He's in a 3-way draft with Elridge George behind him. Nick Pressey sitting comfortably in the 13th position. The pole sitter looking to get back up to the front, but how about Richard Catania leading his first lap of the evening? He's your new leader for now, and what a sight seeing that 2-4 alongside that 3 at Daytona once again. Albeit the green Sundrop 3, but the 3. 51 laps now underway. Just waiting for something to happen between these drivers. Clayton Hardy went green with a 46.19 second lap. These drivers pitting around lap 33, and the track facts will tell you we're close to those green flag cycles once again. Will we see a caution in the middle of those cycles? Will a driver get trapped a lap down like Donald Ray, like the rest of the competition? And at the end of 255 miles, who will come out victorious? Richie Catania sits ahead of Cody Pennell, defending champion. Thomas Andrews third in line, but 17th in the running order, 1 lap off the pace. Right now, the first car 1 lap down, so if the yellow flag does come out, Andrews gets his lap back. Double champion Tom Sears sits ahead of Jack Mulkey, 4th in line on the inside. Cody Riggs trying to take some air off that 2-4, maybe go to the top side, but just no room. Noah Belleville forcing the 2-4 to check up, and the top line will cease, and now the inside has the advantage. Catania in the 2-4 has sole possession of the lead. Cody Riggs has to check up into the 3rd corner while Toby Estes urges the 62 forward, coming to complete the 53rd lap of competition. Richie Catania with sole possession of the lead. Here comes Cody Riggs to the inside. And the lead change now pending on which one of these lap cars keeps it fastest. Panic watching with a... Looked like a panic Pepe emoji in the Twitch chat there. And speaking of Twitch chat, if you haven't yet joined the raffle, TNT giveaway 11 for your chance to win a Bubba Wallace diecast or a year's subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Don't give up the chance. Just put it in Twitch chat, TNT giveaway 11. John Honeybrink went green, 46.58 seconds, his personal best. Cars jostling left and right. Fewer than 50 laps remains. We've passed the halfway point. Richie Catania just has to come off of the right front fender of Cody Riggs. That could have been disastrous. Heads up play by the both of them. Bailey Shepard in the chat says, "Go Cody Riggs," cheering for that number 3 Sundrop Chevy. That's the 45 of Patrick Allen, who's going to rejoin the field, trying to find some room. They're coming to turn number 3, and something's got to give. The 45 of Allen. Full throttle comes back on the racing surface. Clayton Hardy able to work his way around him. So far, so good, and we make it through without incident. K-Rex in the chat. She puts in TNT giveaway 11. She's going to get her chance. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago she won the throwback diecast, that tide ride at Darlington. Trying to win that Bubba Wallace diecast or that year's subscription. We'll find out. Richie Catania trying to win the race, but if it wasn't for that pesky Cody Riggs on the inside line, the Sundrop Chevy trying to draft his way forward. And we keep on mentioning that P word. It is a game of patience, but you also have to be vigilant. This is what the world looks like from the cockpit of car number 6. Big crash into turn number 3. Cars flying everywhere. Caution will come out for the second time tonight. Richie Catania looks like he has possession of the lead, and Cody Riggs has been involved. Sparks flying from the underside of that number 3 Sundrop Chevrolet. Big scrape on the right-hand side of the tray. Caution flies on lap 58. Once again, just before we get a chance to start green flag pit stops, Aiden Norman also involved in that accident. The number 62 Logitech Dodge. You can see there's a piece missing out of the left-hand side of his car. Donald Ray also may have been involved in the number 5. Let's see what happened. Oh, the crash already starting. Richie Catania going sideways. There's Donald Ray. Did he make it out? He did not. Cody Pinnell also involved. His cousin Ryan just snuck through. Have another look. And the 2-4 of Catania looks like he may have been helped. Ironically, Catania, for the most part, did not incur any damage. See if we can take a look at this from another angle, but seems like just another racing incident headed into turn number 3. Let's find out. Let's go a bit further. Keep your eye on these race cars here. Keep your eye on that 2-4 of Richie Catania. He may just get a little bit of encouragement. Not sure where the damage started for these cars. There it is. Right there. that is where it all started there for Catania. The 2-4 just getting a little bit of help. On board Cody Pennell. Nowhere any of these guys could go. Donald Ray just couldn't avoid it either. How about Clay Hardy? Gets into Jason Alexander. Tommy Withers, however, driving through all of this. Let's ride on board with last season's Daytona winner. Smooth moves from the number 6, and that there is going to earn Tommy Withers his very own Cole Trickle move of the race.
Ice cream!
Ice cream indeed, Cole. Ice cream indeed. So Tommy Withers will be restarting second in the running order. Tom Sears scored as the race leader in the number 14. 213simware.com Supra. Donald Ray is in the 15th position, the last car on the lead lap. Looks like Thomas Andrews or Patrick Allen, maybe that first car one lap down. Briley Wright and Aiden Norman will line up on the inside. And we're going to restart with 42 laps remaining. Shout out to Pete Ruzick. Shout out to Jim Blankenship, Stan Carneth, and everybody over there at the Sim Racing channel on Roku. Peace to all the folks over there. Appreciate you tuning in. And thank you wherever you are tuning in. Get ready for yet another restart. We're going to have 42 to go. Tom Sears leading. Donald Ray will have control of the field. There goes Richie Catania before we can get moving. And the 2-4 goes for a spill at the back while the leaders are accelerating. And the yellow flag will come out before we can even get going. Ricardo Catania gets spun coming to the flag, and the restart has been waved off. Oh, just checking up. Tristan's younger brother checks up. Richie has to check up. Nowhere for Toby Estes to go, but luckily everybody avoids the 2-4 of Richie. And the restart does indeed get waved off. So the pace car will come back out to collect the field. Tom Sears is your race leader in the number 1-4. Still plenty of racing to go, however. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Sears in that 14. Tomo, Rick James up top. Can you hear me? Nothing yet. Let's try a second time here. Let's click something. How about that? Tom Sears, Rick James in the booth. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey, buddy, you're leading this race coming to green. Give us a quick word. What are your chances to win, and who's going to help you get there?
Hopefully everyone helps each other just finish this race and we don't all crash.
Inside or outside line, how do you want to make that pass to win?
The line that has the least cars in front of me to stop the run.
Not really much else to say besides that, Tommy. Put your foot down and be safe out there. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Thanks, buddy.
So the Southampton, Massachusetts driver will be the leader, but Donald Ray will have control of the field one more time. Let's try this again. Green flag is out with 40 laps to go at Daytona. Virginia's Tommy Withers, who won the Daytona race last season in the number 6 Valvoline Taurus on the outside of Donald Ray in the 5. He's got the lead by 1/2 of a car length, but again, it will depend on where these lap down cars are and who will be allowed to advance. Withers with a wiggle as he gets the temperature back in his Goodyear Eagles. Up 17 places from where he started. Will he be the first-time winner this season? Thomas Andrews, defending champion, without a win. Jason Alexander, Ryan Pennell, Donald Ray, Cody Riggs, all without a win. Jeremy Brio not in tonight's starting lineup. Only Tom Sears, Aiden Norman, and Cody Pennell are any of the drivers, I believe, in this lineup so far that have won a race this season. The odds of a first-time winner in this race, extremely high, but we still have 40 laps to figure it out. So Tommy Withers will get a bonus point for leading a lap. Jack Mulkey is the unnumbered 2-1 behind him. We'll keep you updated for those that don't know. The 96 of Clayton Hardy, sitting 4th in the top line, is 4th in the running order. Tommy Withers makes contact with the outside wall. The Virginian keeps it pushing. He may have been looking for a third line on the outside of Elrich George. He may have just lost control of his race car. Ford Chevrolet on the top side. Chevy, Toyota, Chevy on the inside line. Defending champion Thomas Andrews, 4th in that line. He finds himself in 16th. The first car 1 lap down and in that lucky dog position. Donald Ray benefited from the lucky dog under that last yellow. He got his lap back, and that's why he sits on the tail end of the lead lap, just ahead of race leader Tom Sears. On board now with Patrick Allen. Local asks, who do you think has the best chance to pick up the win if you had to bet on somebody? Who? Well, you know what? If I absolutely had to bet, I would bet on the number 5 of Donald Ray to pick up that W. He just has a knack for getting the win at plate races. But you just can't count out anybody. There's still so much racing to go and certainly an incident or two to happen. You got to give it up to Thomas Andrews as well. If he finds the right draft partner, it's over for him and for anybody else that wants to challenge. But at a plate race, you just can't bet because the unpredictability is so high. It's almost just impossible to make an accurate wager. But for me, it would be that number 5 of Donald Ray. 66 laps about to be completed. Donald Ray, look at Elrich George, he gets involved. Big crash on the front straight. 3, 4, 5 cars involved, and the caution will fly again at Daytona. And the caution flies for the 4th time tonight. This, our biggest accident. And let's try and have a look and see what happens this time around. Let's have a look from the starter cam. And it starts with Elrich George, doesn't it? It starts with Elrich George getting caught up in that one. It looks like he may have just been overtaken on the top side by Tommy Withers, and it all just ensues from here. And it's starting way too late at that point. Local says Norman made it through a wreck. That's at least one. Toby Estes also involved in this one, but yeah, let's have a look. And again, the mayhem already starting. Just impossible to tell here. Noah Belleville looks like he's been caught up in that accident. And this is down the back straight, so we're a bit too early. Local says Withers became a tornado. We'll have to keep our eyes out for that. Let's have a look here if we can move it further along. This is coming out of turn number 4 now. Keep your eye on the 40 of Elrich George. Just really, really difficult to tell what that catalyst was. Local says inside view from Withers. Let's see if we can get that view on board the 6 of Tommy Withers. This is on the back straight. Let's go a little further forward. Have another look and try and dial this back here. On board John Honeybrink. Watch this. Nowhere for him to go as the unnumbered Jack Mulkey crushes him. To me, it just looks like the 40 lost momentum, just nowhere he can go. Aiden Norman picked up a scrape, but he made it through. Not a soul made it through that one. Let's see if Cody Riggs got through unharmed. How about all that unfolding, and one of those Bluegrass Bandits makes it on through. No, he doesn't make it through. The 2-1 of Jack Mulkey just crashing into the 3 of Cody Riggs. Let's have another look. Once again, the unnumbered Jack Mulkey. We apologize for his error. He is scored as the 21 car. See if you can keep your eye out for that black car that just turns around Cody Riggs. Even Patrick Allen got a piece of that one. Mulkey turning around the 3. And the caution will fly for the 4th time tonight. So Tom Sears is once again your race leader. Clayton Hardy will be scored in that 2nd position. Pete in the chat said earlier, Ray just passed the leader to get his lap back. Andrews is the lucky dog. 2 drivers that we just mentioned to win. T. Lockhart says, love that sun drop scheme, and that's my boy Tanner. I'll talk to Tanner later tonight. How you doing, buddy? Send my love to the family. But yeah, how about Cody Riggs? And it's no secret. If you've watched Thursday Night Thunder, I will wax poetically about these paint schemes week in and week out. But how about that? That is pretty special. And for those that may not know, Dale Jr. running a very similar, if not identical, paint scheme to this at North Wilkesboro in the late models. And T. Lockhart says, Thursday Night Thunder greater than Thursday Night Football. Tanner, I don't even know who's playing. Someone update me with the score in Thursday Night Football, because I'm actually kind of interested, but it's also no secret that Thursday Night Thunder is just inherently better than Thursday Night Football. So the cars will come out of turn number 4. We're going to restart with 32 laps remaining, I believe. Tom Sears will have control of the field as he brings them down to the line. The green flag will fly, and we're going to get racing once again, and we're still far from being done. The longest race of the season, one of the crown jewels, continues. Green flag is out at the World Center of Racing. Three wide already at the front. Tom Sears, top side. Are they shuffling behind them, all for position? Sears, top side. Aiden Norman in the middle. Briley Wright down low. There goes Toby Estes. Loose out of 2, and the number 6 of Tommy Withers sneaks behind him. And as my friend Pete would put it, it is a Hornets nest out here. Just cold tires. Engines aren't even up to full song, and they're still just inches away from each other. Toby Estes with a big blink out of turn number 3. And fans, if you don't know, exclamation point TNT giveaway 11 is your chance to win that Bubba Wallace diecast. If you haven't put it in the chat yet, exclamation point TNT giveaway 11. Everybody who enters the diecast raffle will also be entered for a chance to win that year's subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Local says, Mama said Thursdays are for racing only. You better believe it. Thursday Night Thunder's here to stay, baby. Let's go. 30 laps to go this time. Look at this. The 1-2. Ryan Pennell from nearby Gainesville, Florida, always making the trek to Jacksonville, sometimes by bus. He says one time he hitchhiked to go see the Florida-Georgia game at Jacksonville, and whenever he could, he would make the trip to the Daytona International Speedway to listen to the cars go around the track until one day he met Bill Elliott and his fate was sealed. Ryan was a NASCAR fan for life. Last season, Ryan winning the only race of the season at Talladega in a last-lap thriller. Will he be so fortunate tonight? The last 2 Thursday Night Thunder plate races were decided by a last-lap pass. Double TNT champion Tom Sears trying to fight for the lead as Ryan Pennell gives it a big wiggle, but he doesn't fold out of turn number 4. The National Guard Fusion leads another lap at Daytona. We're inside the final 30 circuits. T. Lockhart trying to enter that raffle. Exclamation point TNT giveaway 11 is your code. No quotation marks. Exclamation point TNT giveaway 11. John Honeybrink darts down to the inside. He finds himself in 10th on the lead lap. Elrich George looks like he will be... No, he's not out of the race just yet, just in the pits at the moment. So the Bahamian may come back out. Only 3 drivers in tonight's roster have won a race this season in Thursday Night Thunder. Will we have a first-time winner? There's still so much racing left. Drivers only get 1 fast repair, and they've got to make it work. Who will be patient enough to make their equipment last? Ryan Pennell drag racing with Tom Sears down the back straight. More than 25 laps remain from the World Center of Racing. At the front, Briley Wright in the 2.9 drives alongside the 6.2 of Aiden Norman. Norman and Wright both 2 laps off the pace just ahead of the leader. Norman trying to side draft off of Wright into turn number 3. An extremely risky move, but he makes it work for him. The leaders at the mercy of the lapped cars that sit just ahead of them. Will it come down to who drafts best off the lapped cars? Will the lapped cars be forced to move to get out of the way of the leaders? So much left to be told. Jack Mulkey, the unnumbered car, being scored as the 2-1, sits ahead of Cody Riggs. Mulkey finds himself 3rd on that inside line. Tom Sears has first-time Season 5 racer Clayton Hardy behind him in the number 96 DLP Impala. Riggs in that number 3, just ahead of Tommy Reynolds in the 6, who won this race in Season 4. Will Riggs go back-to-back at Daytona? 77 laps now underway. They're getting closer. They're starting to trade a little bit of paint. Aiden Norman, Briley Wright, at the front of the field. The 1-2 of Ryan Pennell just barely leads. The 9-6 DLP machine trying to find some steadiness behind that 14. They get even closer. Sparks fly. Everybody makes it through. Ryan Pennell with a big blink down the front straight, but so far, so good. 25 laps remain. Ryan Pennell, one of two Floridians in tonight's roster. Richie Catania, the other driver, currently running in the 18th position. Richie finds himself 2 laps off the leader's pace. Ryan's cousin, Cody, sitting in 8th. 1 win to his name this season, fighting for that TNT championship. 6 races remain after tonight. Next week, we go to the Twin Ring Motegi, the 1.5-mile oval. And when I say you have not seen racing like that, I mean you have not seen racing like that. I haven't even seen racing like that because TNT hasn't had its first race there yet. But check us out next week from the Twin Ring Motegi Oval. We still have plenty of racing to go until then, but the championship rolls on. Tom Sears with just a 10-point advantage over Aiden Norman, who finds himself 20th out of 21 drivers. It's going to be a huge points day for Sears and a big points drop for Aiden Norman. Norman only has a 15-point advantage over Cody Pennell, and Thomas Andrews comes into this race with 381 points. He's behind Cody Pennell by 37 markers. .23 to go, and Clayton Hardy tries to find some moonlight to the inside of Tom Sears in the 1-4. The unnumbered Jack Mulkey to the inside watches the 7-8 of Toby Estes creep up top side using that draft. 180 mile-an-hours plus into that third corner. 2 drivers from the bluegrass state of Kentucky still within a shout. The 7-8 of Toby Estes being one of them, and the other, Cody Riggs in the number 3, both from Greensburg, Kentucky, and both side by side coming to 22 laps left. There's a crash. Tom Sears has gone around. Big wreck for the leaders, the 2-time champions involved. Tommy Withers goes end over end. The 40 car, I was going to say David Stremme, but no, that's John Honeybrink, has been involved. Toby Estes crashed. Donald Ray crashes once again. Tristan Catania cannot catch a break. And with 22 laps to go, we have our 5th caution of the evening. You saw the blink from Ryan Pennell, and you saw the cars go nowhere. Tommy Withers does a barrel roll. Nick Pressey just evades all of that on the inside of turn number 1. And watch the move, watch the blink from the 12. The 96 and the 14 involved in that one. And what was going to be a sensational points day for Tom Sears as he rolls backwards along the safer barrier of turns 1 and 2 has just become a much more steep mountain for him to climb. K-Rex says, oh boy, that one startled me. Hardy watching all of that unfold behind him. And almost nobody making it through from that wreck. Jack Mulkey being scored as your race leader in the unnumbered 21. Once again, we apologize for Mulkey's error, not making his number visible, but he is scored as the 2-1. He leads the race ahead of Cody Riggs for now. Drivers still have to come down pit road, and it looks like just about everybody is coming into the pits to get repairs and all sorts of work done to their race cars. So while they get sorted, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to take a very quick break, let's say about 60 seconds, and then we'll come back to sort out the remainder of this race. TNT Round 11 from Daytona will resume in just 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. We're ready to go racing once again. Jack Mulkey will have control of the field. Let's ask him about his chances to win tonight's race. Jack Mulkey, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
I can.
Jack, you're leading this race right now. It's your first appearance, I believe, in Thursday Night Thunder this season. What would it mean for you to get this W? You've got defending champion Tom Sears in your rearview mirror.
It'd be awesome. It's probably the only track that I probably have a chance at. So we'll see what happens. I suck at blocking though, so we'll see.
Who's going to be your best drafting partner on the way to victory lane?
Whichever one doesn't wreck me, I guess.
Well, there's only one way to find out. You got to race the next 18 laps, buddy. Keep the shiny side up. Hopefully we talk to you at the end.
All right, thanks, Rick.
So Mulkey will have control of the field, coming to 18 laps to go. Thomas Andrews sitting in the second position behind Mulkey. Cody Riggs will restart third. Aiden Norman finds himself 3 laps off the pace on the inside line. How are your nerves, and are we done with cautions? Cody Riggs third, Tristan Catania fourth, Nicholas Pressey fifth, as the green flag will fly. Mulkey with control. He stamps on the grass, the flag waves, and we're racing again at Daytona. Three wide for the race lead. Thomas Andrews now up the inside line. Watches Tristan Catania in his rearview mirror come down on older brother Richie. Pressey on the inside line. Drag racing Thomas Andrews for the race lead. How about Pressey making his first appearance this season in Thursday Night Thunder? Andrews on the inside, the defending champion finds himself winless, looking to rejuvenate his title challenges with 17 circuits remaining at Daytona. Aiden Norman back down to 2 laps down. Norman finds himself at the front of the field, but again, waiting for these cautions to control his destiny. Briley Wright is the only car one lap down and thus in that lucky dog position. 16 to go this time. Brooklyn's Nick Pressey never won a Thursday Night Thunder race in any appearance. Could tonight be the night? Jack Mulkey making his first appearance tonight, albeit with an incorrect paint scheme with no number. Never has an unnumbered car gone to victory lane in Thursday Night Thunder. A lot of firsts possible tonight. Donald Ray still in the hunt. Ray got a win last season, doesn't have one yet. Look at the car shifting left and right. The 56 of Jason Alexander decides he's going to bail. 2 tires under the inside line, back onto the racing surface. Ryan Pennell avoids him, Patrick Allen avoids him, and Alexander will rejoin the draft from the back. Jack Mulkey behind the defending champion Thomas Andrews, who will drag race Nick Pressey to the line. This time around, Andrews leads lap 86. 15 circuits remain. Aiden Norman still at the front. Does he control the destiny of this race? Will the lapped cars play a factor in who comes out on top? Tristan Catania in the 4-8. Trying to get a victory as Nick Pressey shoots to the top side and blocks the 2 of Thomas Andrews. 2-time champion Tom Sears on the top side. He's got John Honeybrink to his inside in one of those 40 cars tonight. Andrews behind Pressey as Cody Riggs shoots to the front, and have a look at how Cody Riggs made his way to the front of the field. The number 3 Sundrop machine with a great run out of 4. Watch the draft from the 3. Just on the inside line and shoots right in front of Nick Pressey to take the lead. Lucky number 13 laps to go. This time by Riggs winless. Could he finally get the W for one of the Bluegrass Bandits? Norman on the inside has Briley Wright behind him. Another one of those Bluegrass Bandits, but Wright finds himself 2 laps off the pace. Riggs leads the field at the line. 13 circuits remain. Chevrolet, Pontiac, Chevrolet, top 3 across the line. Richie Catania in the 2-4 finds himself in 17th, 2 laps off the pace. He's not fighting for this race win. All the cars on the inside back to the 48, not racing for the win. Cody Riggs using the lapped cars as a pick, much like Dale Earnhardt in 1998 on that last lap, to come to the line and win the Daytona 500. Will the 3 car use a lapped car as a pick once again to come to victory, this time scoring the W for the Bluegrass Bandits? The Sundrop Chevrolet leads the field at the line. It's a dozen laps to go. Donald Ray went green last time around, 46.21 seconds, his fastest lap of the race. Riggs up 12 places from where he started. Thomas Andrews looking for some fresh air to the outside. Daniel McKeon says hi from the YouTube chat. What's going on, Dan? Welcome to the last 11 and a half laps of Thursday Night Thunder. Cody Riggs leads the way with Nick Pressey behind him. Tristan Catania in that 48. There goes the 62. The 94's involved. Briley Wright's got a piece of the accident. Jack Mulkey may have been involved in this one as well. The 5 of Donald Ray, the 6-2 of Aiden Norman, the 7-8 of Toby Estes all got a piece of this one. Caution flies for the 6th time tonight at Daytona. Briley Wright got a big piece of that one. The 2-9 motionless. And once again, that's the way that the plate race cookie crumbles. Daniel McKeon says, WTH. Well, Danny, let's have a look. Mulkey in that unnumbered car just gets caught big time. The 4-1 of Noah Belleville's involved. Look at the 40 car making it through. That's not the normal 40, Elridge George. That's the alternate 40, John Honeybrink. See how Toby Estes got caught up in this one. The 78 just slow. Just getting on the brakes and waiting for all of this to unfold ahead of him. So Toby Estes actually quite cleverly makes it through that one. How about Don Ray? Nowhere for the Texan to go. Just literally nowhere for the Texan to go. Let's have a look with Briley Wright. Right in the 2.9, looks like he just got under the tail of Aiden Norman and spun around the 4-time winner. This is the lap prior. See if we can get a closer look with Norman or Wright. And this will give us a good indication of what went on. Have a close look here. And the 62 of Aiden Norman's going to sit just ahead of Briley Wright, and I think some contact is made here. Yeah, Norman definitely just slow out of turn number 4. Wright probably just realizing that all too late. How about Ryan Pennell getting on the brakes, trying to sneak through, but he doesn't avoid any contact. Richie Catania also involved in that one. Dan McKeon subscribing on YouTube. Appreciate you, Dan. So Cody Riggs leads this race, coming to 9 laps remaining. The 3-car, winless. He came oh so close to getting the victory at Talladega some weeks ago. Let's see if he's got a chance to do it tonight. Cody Riggs, how are you now?
Good, and you?
Not so bad. You're leading the race in the number 3, Sun Drop Chevrolet. You got a couple of fans in chat. Tanner Lockhart wants to see you bring it to victory lane. What's it going to take to get the W?
Man, really just try to keep this thing clean. I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot up here with those lap down cars taking that inside line. If I can just hold it tight up here on the front and keep the other lead car guys behind me. Yeah, like I said, I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot up here. Just, you know how Daytona and these super speedways are, man. There's going to be a lot of carnage towards the end. We're getting pretty close, and they're going to be pushing for the win.
Who's going to be your best drafting partner all the way to the end, and where are you going to have to defend the last lap pass?
Well, if I could get some of my Bluegrass bandits up here with me, Briley Wright and Toby Estes, that would be my best bet. But I've also got a lot of other respectful drivers back there behind me in this Thursday Night Thunder series. There's a lot of talent and skill in this series. So really, any of them, if I can make some friends and get a good push, I think really it's going to come down to that last turn out of turn 4. That's where you're going to see the action, and I think that's where the winning car is going to take the spot.
Down finger restart, single file all the way to the green. Cody, best of luck. Keep the shiny side up, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Thank you, Rick.
So the Kentucky Pilot will have control of the field when we come to the line. It will be 8 circuits remaining. Nick Pressey will line up in the 2nd position. Tom Sears will have the honor of holding down 3rd. Jimmy Kerr 4th. Ryan Pennell rounding out the top 5. And if your nerves weren't shot by now, they certainly will be by the end of this race. The pace car will peel off. Cody Riggs, I'm sorry. Cody Pennell is in 9th. Cody Riggs will be the man with control of the field. Nick Pressey behind him. Don't spin the tires. Get the temp in your rubber and keep it safe until the end. What do you got with 8 circuits remaining? Riggs gets the jump. The green flag flies and the 3 car is on. Cars already jostling behind him. Ryan Pennell on the inside line has Toby Estes going around him. Ryan and Cody come together into turn number 1. Both Pennell cousins collide. They spin. The 41 of Belleville goes around and the caution comes out for the 7th time tonight. Cody Riggs will continue to be your race leader. And the laps just tick down. So we're going to restart here with probably 6 laps to go. Let's have a look at Ryan and Cody Pennell coming together. Ryan just did not get a good restart. I think he's just trying to move to the inside where Cody is, and by the time he's realized it, contact. Noah Belleville also checking up. Aiden Norman not sure what to do, and luckily Ryan Pennell and Noah Belleville avoid contact. Local says Norman turned Noah, reminded me of another race. Talking about that Sonoma finish where Aiden Norman turned around Noah Belleville on the last lap. Pete said that may have just saved the 3. Too big of a lead at a plate track that would have just blown by him. He may very well just have been saved by that caution. Pete does know a thing or two about plate racing, but how about this driver here? Brooklyn's Nick Pressey. He'll be restarting in the 2nd position. Let's see if he's got a chance to win this one tonight. Nick Pressey, Rick James up top. Can you hear me? Nick Pressey, Rick James in the booth. You got a copy? All right, nothing from, well, third time's a charm, Nick. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy. How's it going?
You're sitting in the 2nd position. You're going to be restarting with 5 laps to go. What's it going to take to get around the 3?
Be faster than him. Get around him. It's there's not much to it around here. I guess hope I don't wreck in the process.
Where's the winning pass going to be made, Nicky?
Hope I don't want. Well, why would I tell you here? I mean, what if Cody's listening?
Fair enough. All we can say is just best of luck, my friend. Keep that shiny side up.
Thanks.
So, Pressey, we'll go back to work. Lights are still on atop the pace car, so we're going to take this chance to take one more break. We're going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back in 120 seconds with the final 4 laps of racing from iRacing's Daytona. Get up, grab a snack, grab a cold drink, get ready for this round 11 finish. The season is winding down, and what a way to start the run to the title. Cody Riggs will have control of the field when we come back to green in 2 minutes. 4 laps to go when they take the green flag. Cody Riggs will have control of the field with Brooklyn's Nick Pressey behind him. Tom Sears, the 2-time champion, sitting in 3rd. Jimmy Kerr, the Thursday Night Thunder rookie, in the 4th position. Will it be the final restart? Will we see a green-white checker? Only time will tell. Coming down to the line, the 3 of Riggs watches the pace car peel off, waits for his signal to pick up the throttle. The 3 gets a great launch and the green flag is out. It's 4 laps to go. Repeat called it in the chat earlier. Riggs will have a huge draft behind him. There goes Kerr to the inside. He's done for the night. Tom Sears, new leader as Jimmy Kerr slides back onto the racing surface. Everybody avoids him. Sears to the lead by himself, using the draft off the restart, coming to 3 to go. How about Jason Alexander on the top side in the Gamecocks livery with Noah Belleville seeking redemption from Sonoma after he was turned by Norman. 5, 6, 4, 1, top 2, 3 to go. Gamecocks to the inside, Aflac to the outside. Look at Donald Ray coming from 2 laps down, back into fighting condition. Drag race for the lead as Nick Pressey, indecisive, gets right in front of Ryan Pennell. Tristan Catania's in the wall, comes back down. Everybody has to check up. Dangerous move by the 48, but heads up driving by everybody around him. They're coming to 2 laps to go. Jason Alexander with the pride of South Carolina decorating that Ford Taurus with 5 miles remaining and still so many passes left. Belleville on the outside, he leads lap 100 at Daytona. White flag. Next time by. Alexander just ahead of 2-time champion Tom Sears. Cody Riggs 3rd in line. Belleville, Ray, Catania top side. 1 1/2 laps remaining. Local in the chat says, I love this league. You better believe it. Thursday Night Thunder, the best sim racing you're going to see. Alexander right up to Belleville, 2 by 2 with the white flag in the air this time by. Alexander with the advantage. Drivers having to check up. Sears trying to prepare for a run and he won't make it because the 8th caution flies, and we will have a green-white checkered finish at the Daytona International Speedway. See what brought out the caution. John Honeybrink making contact with Toby Estes. Have a look here. The 7-8 of Estes, the 40 of Honeybrink. Cody Pennell involved in that one. Jack Mulkey just sneaking through unharmed. And watch the 2-8 of Cody Pennell. He'll take a slap to the right side. Oof. But he'll keep on trucking. So Jason Alexander, your race leader, coming to 2 laps to go. And let's ask him how his nerves are. Jaco, Rick James up top. Can you hear me, buddy? Jason Alexander, Rick James, you got a copy? No worries. We're going to let Jaco focus, and we're going to let him get back to work in the 5-6. The 4-1 of Noah Belleville sits in the 2nd position. Noah, Rick James up top. Can you hear me?
Yep.
You're sitting in 2nd? You have had quite the race today, Noah. what's it going to take to get around Jason Alexander? He is no spring chicken, and both you and him are very hungry for your first win this season.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate that caution came out because they're sitting on the outside lane with the runs you get off the corners. I felt like I had it, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to throw a big block if I want to get this, because with the way the single file restarts go, the guys in the back just get such a run. I don't know. I'm just gonna have to wing it, but this is definitely. I don't want to be in this position. That's for sure.
Cody Riggs got a huge jump on the last restart, and Tom Sears was able to slingshot to his inside. If Jason Alexander does the same, how are you going to try and get around the South Carolinian, or will you wait until the white flag lap to make your move?
Yeah, I think if I'm gonna make a move, I'm gonna make it to the outside, because I feel like that's where you want to be. You want to be leading that outside line. That's where I've been placing my car all race when I am up front. So that's where I'm gonna try and put it again, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Who are you going to rely on for a draft partner in these final 5 miles?
Jacket was pretty committed to working with me there, so I feel like he'll work with me. But this is the moment here. Everybody's trying to go for it, so I don't expect too many friends out there.
Green flag next time by, buddy. You're looking for that first win, and you got a lot of fans cheering for you. Keep the shiny side up, and hopefully we talk to you at the end.
Yep.
Belleville will get back to work. So will we. You fans also have a job to do. You need to cheer for your driver and hope with everything you've got they make it to the line in one piece. Jason Alexander. Been an incredibly long time since he picked up a win in Thursday Night Thunder. The South Carolinian in his Gamecocks Taurus will have control of the field. Noah Belleville will be behind him. Tom Sears, the 2-time champion, will line up third. Five miles to decide round number 11. And fans at home, if you have not yet put exclamation point TNT giveaway 11 in that Twitch chat, do so for your chance to win that Bubba Wallace diecast. And if you don't win the diecast, but you have entered the raffle, you also have a chance to win a year's subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Shout out to Jim Blankenship, Stan Carnathan, and all the folks that make the channel go round. We're going to go around for at least 2 more circuits with Jason Alexander at the helm. Local says, let's go Ray. He's cheering for Donald Ray. Will Noah Belleville or Tom Sears beat the Texan to the line, or will it be all about the South Carolinian Jason Alexander? Green flag is in the air. 5 miles to decide round number 11. Jason Alexander gets the flag, and we're racing again at Daytona. Belleville right up his trumpet, urging that 5-6. Will the 14 of Sears get a big shove from Ray? There goes the 14, top side. Alexander throws the block. 3 wide for the lead down the back straight at Daytona. Who's going to come out on top? It won't be Alexander. It'll be Tom Sears with a bumper full of Donald Ray. Coming to the white flag now. 14 car leads. 5 car behind him. Repeat 1975. Cheers some bits as they come to the white flag. Tom Sears with 2 wins this season. Donald Ray winless. Noah Belleville to the inside of Cody Riggs, and it's a race now no matter what happens. Tom Sears leading lap 105 of the scheduled 102. Into turn number 1 they go. Southampton, Massachusetts, Tom Sears trying to complete the hat trick and further his points lead. Donald Ray, winless this season, side drafting off of the rookie Noah Belleville. Sears blocks high. Ray will shove him down the back. There goes Donald Ray. There goes Cody Riggs. It's a melee behind him. It's down to 4 cars. Once again, Ryan Pennell involved for the win. Noah Belleville to the inside. Tristan Catania on the outside. Pennell in the 12 comes up behind the 41. Will it be redemption? Will it be the bridesmaid once again? The 4-1 of Noah Belleville with challengers behind him, and he will finally get his win. He gets the W at Daytona. Noah Belleville no longer winless. The 41 car with the win at the World Center of Racing. It took a green-white checker. It took drafting. It took precision. And finally, Noah Belleville is a Thursday Night Thunder winner. Cheers from repeat, cheers from local. That green-white checker, everything. It decided the win for Belleville. He will come home victorious, taking all the time he needs to on the cool-down lap. Shades of Ward Burton in 2002. Soaking up the moment, enjoying the moment. Tristan Catania comes home with the silver. Local driver Ryan Pennell with the bronze medal. Tom Sears in fourth. Patrick Allen with a fifth place finish. Jimmy Kerr sixth. Jason Alexander, who started on the pole in that green-white checker, will come home in seventh. And Noah Belleville will celebrate in style in the grass in Daytona. Doug Norris says, hell of a race, boy. Good racing. Belleville will burn it down. He's finally earned it. You can hear the frustration with the force. His right foot is pressing on the gas pedal. And let's have a look at the last lap. Keep looking at Belleville's celebration. Have a look at this. White flag in the air. Belleville behind Tom Sears, and watch for the wreck behind them. Donald Ray will get a bumper full of Cody Riggs down the back straight. Have a look. Ray with a great run on the outside. Tom Sears just checking up, and Belleville using the draft as they crash behind them. Ryan Pennell in with a shout. Tristan Catania on the top side, but he just lost momentum into three. Pennell went topside looking to push Catania out of turn number 4, but by then the momentum had been lost, and it's all Belleville all the way to the end. '41 car, Noah Belleville, your winner tonight at Daytona. Fans at home, don't go anywhere. We're going to have Belleville, Catania, and Pennell on the podium. What a thrilling finish to round. On the podium now with our top three, starting with one of two Floridians in tonight's race, Gainesville's very own Ryan Pennell. Ryan, you've been coming to this racetrack since you were a child, and it was Georgia's very own Bill Elliott that cemented your love for the sport, and here you are with a third place finish at your home race.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it was a good race. Had a lot of fun. I was trying to stay with Cody all race. You know, we're related cousins, so was trying to help him get up front, and then he did me dirty there for one of the last restarts, and ended up kind of wrecking me a little bit. So I decided to ditch that plan, and it worked out well for me. So I'll take it. Daytona is always a special race. It's tough, with the fact that we had 21 drivers, and we bring this number 12 Ford Fusion home in P3. I'll take it all day. It'll help on the points. Me and Lurkin tried to make a run there on the outside. We just didn't have a good enough run, and just wasn't enough time. So good win to Moldy, and good second place to Tri-Strand. And I hate that Tom finished fourth. My internet kind of got him earlier in the race, so I hate that happened. But I'm glad he recovered and came back and finished fourth. So man, I'll take a third place all day long. TNT's getting tougher and tougher every week, so top three, I'll take it.
And a hard-earned top 3. We'll see you in a week at the Twin Ring Motegi. Congratulations on bronze.
Thanks, bud.
Second place from the Garden State, Tristan Catania, with your first podium this season. You have a silver medal at the World Center of Racing, my friend.
Yeah, it's been a while since I had one of these interviews. I finished second. I was like, oh my God, hang on, I get an interview. Good talking to you again, Rick. It was a crazy race. I was probably in like every wreck except the last one, but luckily I managed to fix all the damage and not use my fast repair till like 12 to go. And then it was just trying to stay clean. And I thought I could have a run there, and I probably should have stayed high with Ryan and Lurkin behind me, but like you said, there just wasn't enough time. But it was a good finish. Yeah, no, fun race. And
7
congrats
days.
to the Moldy Muskrat.
Congratulations.
Sorry,
we'll talk to him in a moment. 7 days from now, we're going to see you at the Twin Ring Motegi. Anything that you can learn from here that you can take there?
Rick. I have no idea.
It's okay if there's not. I mean,
probably just try to stay clean and keep that fast repair for as long as possible, because you don't know what's going to happen.
We really don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be TNT's first race at the Twin Ring. We'll see you there in a week. Congratulations on second, Tristan. Our race winner, driver of that number 41 Aflac Ford Fusion, finally a victor in Thursday Night Thunder. Noah Belleville, you have got your gold medal at no other than the Daytona International Speedway. How in the world did you pull off that pass for the win?
I don't know. I talked to you right before that restart, and they all just like I was saying, they all just got that big freight train run, and everybody went around me, and I thought that was it, but then everybody kept going up to the top, and it kept like when people blocked the top, it'd stall out a little bit, and then I just rolled around the bottom, and then something happened. I have to go back and look at the replay, but something happened up top, and then it was just me and Tri-Strand, and he gave me some good pushes, and I'm in disbelief. I cannot believe that I just won a plate race. I never have any luck at these places, and oh man, it feels good. And to get a Prophecy Racing 1-2 makes it even better.
Next week, we take the race from Florida all the way to the Motegi Prefecture in Japan. Can you possibly get 2 wins in a row at the 1.5 mile egg-shaped oval?
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be racing next week, so won't go back to back. But what I don't know what the next track is. Isn't it Charlotte?
The next races are going to be Motegi and then Charlotte in 2 weeks. Absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll be racing Charlotte. So yeah, definitely looking to that. That'll be a fun race. Charlotte's a good place, so looking forward to that.
For now, you've earned your chance to celebrate, and it's going to be a long celebration. But who can blame you, Noah Belleville? Congratulations on winning at Daytona.
Thanks. Hope you had a good time up in the booth, and thanks for broadcasting as always.
Well, I had a great time. I can't wait until that next race. And fans at home, I know you can't wait either. Monday night, the racing action continues on Rick James TV. And before I forget, we've got to announce the winner of our giveaway. So let's refresh these pages. Let's see who's going to win that Bubba Wallace diecast, and let's see who's going to win that subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Let's pick one winner out of our list, and Bama Trama has won the Bubba Wallace diecast. Mama Vols will be sending that 23,164 over to you. And let's pick a winner for that subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku. It's going to be Thargrove who wins. It says he won the diecast, but Thargrove, you win that subscription to the Sim Racing channel on Roku TV. Hit me up on Rick James TV Twitter, and we'll get those prizes out to you as soon as possible. Fans at home, round 11 is in the books. And as we've been talking about it, round number 12 from the Twin Ring Motegi next Thursday night right here, 8:40 Eastern on Rick James TV. And until that next race, everybody, please stay safe. Do take care of each other, and we will see you all